This is the Skyler Jarvis Show!
What's up, everybody? This is the Skyler Jarvis Show. I'm your host, Skyler. And today I got one of my best buddies on. He's been my buddy for 13 years. Coming up this June, my boy Chase Shepard. So,
What's up?
What you been up to, Chase?
Not much. Been downloading podcasts on the Victor Reader Stream 3. Been browsing eBay to find more Victor Reader gadgets and doing YouTube searches on them.
Which Victor Reader are you really looking for?
You know, I have to say, it's a hard question. I'd like to see the Stratus 4 or the Stratus 12M.
Oh man, I'd love to. And you know they actually still sell it on the website, but I don't know. If I was gonna do something like that, I'd get it off the website because eBay, you never know what you're gonna get with it. You know, you might get a half broken Victor Reader Stratus. I don't know. You might get something that's actually worth it. I don't know, but I don't trust eBay with stuff like that.
I don't either. But I don't want to, I can't afford to pay upwards to over $500. I got to put that money in other stuff.
Right. I understand completely. That is one I'm definitely looking at, though, is the Stratus 12M. The Victor Reader Stream 3, for sure. You've actually got me one of them. We gotta find a way to get together, dude.
Yep, we do. And I have a feeling one day we will. I haven't seen you in a good long while, buddy. I think it's well overdue.
Yeah, man, for sure. And then, cause I hope your dad maybe has like an appointment over there sometime, and he could just bring you up there.
That would be cool.
No, that's how it happened last time, dude.
Yup.
So, for those of you who don't know, the audio, we just decided since we're just getting it done, just getting the gear out. We just decided to do it with just audio today, so there will be no video on this one. So, anyway, let's talk about some devices for the blind here. Let's talk about some things that people like us were growing up to, and we were exposed to a lot of cool stuff, man.
Yes, we were. Buddy, do I have a list?
I mean, screen readers. We were exposed, like talking clocks, talking watches.
Yup.
NLS book players.
Yes. Victor Vibe Wave.
Vibe Wave. I still have mine. The battery cases off of it though.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had a Braille Plus mobile manager, and for those who don't know what it is, it's actually not. It's more along the lines of a Bookport Plus with a typing keyboard. And it's one of those that synchronizes with the web and updates the time by itself. There's a setting you got to do for that. I can't remember exactly how it works. But I had mine as a gift.
Uh-huh.
And you can record without an SD card and everything. I use mine mainly for recording.
That is cool. You can record without an SD card.
Stopwatches, stuff like that. I have
Oh,
grown APH Scholar Braille and Speak, and
yes.
both of those, they're
Go.
not actual Braille displays. They talk to you. They're
Yeah.
for note taking.
Braille and Speak. I remember. Stop right there, dude, because I remember my first Braille and Speak, and you know, whenever I remember they had them at school, but the ones they had didn't work, and I was so pissed off whenever that happened. Like, dude, I was like, I'm not gonna be able to experience it again. Are you kidding me?
Mm. I left mine on. So we turned it off. I've tried putting it in a case, tried to fiddle with it.
APH Scholar 1 page 4 file.
Yep. APH Scholar ready. APH, APH Scholar. And it would just click on and off when the battery was dying. It would first say battery low, and then it'll start doing that.
APH Scholar. The voice was
Yep.
so robotic, dude.
Yeah, and it was called Perfect Paul. I think that's what it was.
Perfect Paul.
Yes. Yep. I was bored one day, and I decided to screw around with a little bit of the settings, and wow,
It blew your
it
mind.
was.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time I started messing with the Braille note, and like I started learning how to copy files. Like, I would sit there and in my free time when I wasn't taking notes, this is in public school. But when I wasn't taking notes, I was copying stuff over to my flash drive or my SD card. That
What a
was
good way to go.
that was a good way to do it. Heck yeah.
Introduced to the regular Bookport. I missed my Bookport Plus.
Bookport Plus, man. That was. I actually like the Bookport desktop better. Being honest with you, because you can put flash drives in it, and like all kind of, you can do a little bit more than you can with just a regular Bookport Plus.
Do
And the
they still
Bookport
make
Plus is
those?
good. Don't get me wrong.
Do they still make the Bookport desktops?
I think they do.
I hope so, because
They should.
yeah.
They very well should. They still sell the Victor Eater
APH
Stratus.
makes them.
APH, yeah. APH is a good company for the blind. Humanware.
Yes!
Love Humanware.
Humanware made the digital talking book player version DA2.
They also made the DA1.
They did.
And it
And
was.
the DS one.
Yep. The DA2,
So,
man, the DA2.
yeah,
Let's talk about the DA2, dude.
So the DA2, me and Skyler could both tell you about it. Me being the always bored and looking for tech stuff that talks for the blind, I stumbled upon a post, and this is how Skyler was able to figure it out. I sent the post that I saw from National Library Service because somebody else shared it, and I shared it, and oh my god, it was a chain reaction. So apparently what it is it's like the Victor Reader 4M or 12M.
Stratus 4M.
Yeah, it's like the Victor Reader Stratus 4M. It looks like that. the play stop button looks like a Cheez-It.
Yep.
The Cheez-It, and for those who don't know what a Cheez-It is, which there's some people who don't, some people who do, no judge. I
For
mean,
those of you who don't know what a Cheez-It is, go to your local grocery store. You'll be able to find a box.
You will. You'll find a box. They're like square cracker things.
Anyway, let's get back to the DA2, dude. Play stop button.
It looks like a regular player, except it's got keypad and it's got the place for an SD card, or not SD card, and
flash drive, a cartridge.
A flash drive and a cartridge.
I don't know. We're looking for answers regarding if it has an SD card. 'Cause it's got 28 gigabytes of storage. So, yeah, 28 gigs of storage. Shout out. You're going to be able to download text-to-speech voices with this thing. I'm really hoping it's a cappella text-to-speech.
I'm hoping so, too. I'll call them in the morning, because what I'm also trying to figure out next, too, and the next time we can do this, or if there's any answers, I can message Skyler about it. So
right.
If y'all have any answers, he can answer them. But essentially what we're trying to figure out now, there was a comment the other day. And before I continue with that, it's also Bluetooth capable too.
Very much so. It's Wi-Fi and Bluetooth capable.
Mm-hmm. But apparently what the answers were somebody said that the library said that if you have something involving a BARD account or an authorized Victor Reader stream, you wouldn't be qualified for it. But
I hope that's not the case, because
I hope not either, because I turned mine in.
Right.
And I got on the list.
I got on the I'm on the list, and I'm still keeping my book player right now. I'm waiting on them to call me whenever they, I might send it in like late April, early May, maybe. But, because they don't plan to give them out until, but if they call me before then, it's going to be on. It's going to, I'm going to send it to them, and but, I'm surprised it took them this long to make something like that.
About time, too.
It's about, yeah. I mean, the current book players that we have now, they do pretty good. We've been hearing about this since 2016, dude. I remember hearing rumblings about it all the way back in 2016.
Yup.
And then 2019, it was supposed to be 2019. Everybody said 2019, and then 2019 got here, and they still hadn't had nothing. So eventually, we just stopped looking, and then it showed up. But for anybody who's listening at the NLS Bard service, and Chase, send this to your NLS. Send this to your the girl at the NLS library.
Okay.
If you listen to this podcast, what's her name?
Miss Adrian.
Miss Adrian.
Adrian Sanders.
All right, Adrian Sanders. If you listen to this podcast, we need you to answer this question, because if I get one, the DA2 is going to be replacing the Bard app. So I'm no longer going to be using the Bard app after the DA2. there'd be no point.
Mm-hmm.
But, and plus, like, if I have a Victor Reader stream, I don't usually use it for barred books anyway. I use it for music and recording and stuff like that. So we need to know that. And we also need to know if it has an SD card slot. I really hope it does.
If she don't know this, I will definitely call Bart and ask him a few questions.
Yeah, send this podcast to her.
I will.
Yeah, man. So the DA2, Chase actually told me about it.
Yes.
What was it? Last week or last? No, it wasn't last. It was the week before last.
Yeah, I think it was the week before last.
It was.
But I remember. I remember it was the week before last. I told you about it, and you called Bard, verified it, came back and told me more information. I was like, wow. Tech savvy geeks up in this joint, you know?
Yeah. Oh, you know I gotta get my information.
I need to surf it like a surfing board.
Yeah. There's so many questions I have. Like, we have to wait until mid-May to see these things, man. I mean, whenever we get them, you know, I want to know as much about it as I can. I still kind of want to have that element of surprise, but then again, like, I feel like you're going to get that either way. And it's better to know what it has on it so that, like, if you have an SD card, you can just pop that thing in there and, you know, if it's got barred books on it, you can read them on there. You know?
Yup. I know.
I honestly wish they would have kept the classic book player voice, though.
I wish it had that.
I like the idea. I like the idea of it having text to speech voices, but at the same time, like, there's no getting around that book player, like, that was a part of our childhood.
Exactly. All the early Victor readers had it. The Victor Reader Track, second generation, first generation Stream, Victor Vibe Wave, Victor Vibe, and Victor Reader Stratus, and then it's another Victor Reader. Oh, Victor Reader Classic.
Victor Reader Classic, definitely.
They all had that, and the only way it stopped was during the third generation. I have the voice of. It starts out with Sharona, but ugh. No, thank you. That sounds too dry. So I decided
I like Ryan.
Yeah, I go for Lily, as the main content voice.
And man, I'll tell you what. I understand that they want to switch to text to speech, but, like, there's nothing like a human voice to go along with it. And then the text to speech reads the text to speech stuff, and then the human voice actually does the menus and what all is on, blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that was what attracted me. That was why I got got a Victor Reader stream in the first place. because it sounded like that book player.
I wish I had that second generation, but again, the battery sprung a leak on me.
Yeah, the batteries like they go pretty quick.
Yup.
But the one thing about the Stratus is even if you don't have the battery with it, like you can plug the sucker up and it would still work. That's why Angie had her Victor Eater Classic so long. I called her up one day and I was like, "Hey, do you remember the Victor Eater you used to have? And like, do you still have it?" No.
That was the schools anyway.
Whenever
They gave it, yeah.
whenever I would ask about it, she was Miss Snyder would be like, "It's Angie's."
Yeah, it was Angie's to use, but it would be like left in. It would be left in like the room, in the technology room and stuff like that.
Eventually, I was able to rent it out, and I played a bunch of CDs on there, dude.
Nice.
That was so cool. I thought that was the height of cool.
Yo.
I thought that was the height of cool. And then the Victory, when I first won my Victor Eater Stream 2, it was 2014 February. It was at the Braille Challenge of 2014. I remember it clear as day. Like, I worked hard for that thing, and I told the staff, I was like, I'm praying for the Victor Eater stream. I want to get one so bad. Because I'd seen Noah Long's.
I've seen it too. I used to play on his a lot.
Yeah, he actually let me see it for a minute, and I was like, man, it has the same voice as the NLS book player. He was like, yep. And I was intrigued ever since then. I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I told everybody I wanted a Victor Eater stream at the Braille Challenge. So that day comes, and they were announcing the they were announcing who won and everything, and it got to the Victor Eater stream, and I think it was either Miss Biggerstaff or Miss Dagenhart. But one of them was like, I think it was Biggerstaff. But anyway, she goes, I guess the Lord does answer prayers, Skyler Jarvis. And oh my gosh, it didn't last me but a year, but dagnabbit, I liked it when I had it. I loved that thing. I carried. That was my phone before I got a phone. I couldn't call nobody on it or nothing, but that was my way of entertainment back then.
I remember memories with the Victor Reader stream that I had. I used to record myself doing a bunch of stupid shit when I was younger.
Yeah.
And
I think everybody did that.
Yeah. The one thing I did was I would record and record and record. I used to record myself sleeping.
Dagnab, dude.
I was, and I did that to see what would happen, and I would always listen to the weather radio every night before I went to sleep. It was 2014, and I would be going to bed, be sound asleep. I'd be listening to it the next day. I'm like, damn, why did I record 8 hours worth of nothingness? It's just like the weather lasting all night, And
right.
my first time of getting the weather radio. It felt brand new to me. It felt like a dream. And I just, I remember waking up in a haze. It's like that even when I get a talking clock. It's like this hazy feeling washes over me. Like, do I really have this right now?
It does, don't it? Like,
Yeah.
you finally you've seen it on video and you've contemplated it for so long that you're like, do I really have one right now?
Yes.
And
it was like, yep.
You've got some stuff. You got some clocks saved up for me. The red one.
I got two of them. Actually, I got two of them, although I'm going to have to buy you two new ones. Because the one of them on the far left, that one barely works. Like, it'll talk after a few. Let me show everybody, unless it's behaving. See, I'm pressing the button and nothing's happening.
Right.
Pressing it 3 times. I pressed this one 4 times. The one beside me, my fiance got me. One button press and it talks.
That was the first time. That clock was one of the first atomic clocks I had ever seen in my life, and he had the fixed set. Like, he had the fixed set of the clock and the watch that went along with it.
For that set, Skyler, $49.49. You're looking at, oh geez, 100. Let's just say it's $50. It's $50 each, so it's 100. It's technically $100 plus $14.99. So at least it's like, after tax, it's at least $125. But
I was just telling, like, the viewers and everything, like, you had the fixed set back in the day.
oh, I did.
Yeah.
I had that and RC50 voice activated talking clock. Skyler used to. I kid you not. He would walk in my dorm room one day. Wake up, sleepyhead, and it would respond to him. And he kept doing that. He kept doing that. He kept doing that. He kept doing. I
was fascinated with it, dude.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I was too, until my stupid sister threw the damn thing away. Which, by the way, that was uncalled for. It still worked.
See,
my aunt gave me that. You pathetic. Okay.
I, dude. We're on a podcast, dude.
I know.
We're on a podcast.
No, I wasn't gonna say anything mean, but.
Well, pathetic is pretty mean.
Yeah. Remember the talking piggy banks? I grew up with one.
Oh yes.
And the talking money identifier, I have
talking
one.
Money counter. I used to sit and I'd ask people for, like, I'd ask my mama and stuff for change and stuff to put in there. And I would put it in there and see how much I had in there. And then eventually my brother took it.
My brother took everything out of this piggy bank.
I'd just sit in there and put daggone coins in it over and over. Yeah.
Yeah, I said I would do a demonstration, but my brother likes money so much he robbed me.
You don't have nothing in it?
I have. Oh, okay. 2 cents. I had a whole thing of quarters, dimes, nickels, all of that. I had this thing full to the brim. Dude,
Daggone, I never got mine that full.
I had it almost full to the brim, and when I came back home, every cent was gone.
That is bullcrap.
I don't know what to do with it. I honestly think I should throw that away. I mean, what can you do with 2 cents?
Save it, dude.
I guess.
Maybe you might get some. Maybe you might get some change along with it. I don't know.
I hope so, but I gotta buy another talking piggy bank because the bottom is nearly busted out. Oh well.
Man,
I've had this one since 2017.
2017.
Yes.
I think I got mine. I think it was 2011, 2012. Cause Mama had got me one before and it didn't talk. So she what the hell?
I'm taking the top off.
Oh, sounded like somebody let one rip.
No. Let me go through my stash of my good old trusty batteries. I'm gonna let them hear exactly what this sounds like.
What sounds like?
The piggy bank.
Oh.
And I got 2 AAA batteries for this sensor next month. And then when you put something in... Okay, I am losing everything. There it is. Oh no, that's my battery. So for an example...
That was the one I had.
And before my dog eats the change, I gotta find it. But it fell on the floor. Alright. I had this other one that talked when you walked by it. It would go... It would only count up to $9, and then it would start all over again. And that was when I was younger. My dad got so bored with it. The first thing he said was... I'm preserving... The first thing he said was, we're taking this back to Radio Shack. I was like, good idea. The person from Radio Shack explained that it had an infrared sensor in there and there was no reason to freak out, but she took the money and she gave us the refund.
Yep, that was the voice mine had. That was the voice mine had. We grew up with all kinds of different blind gadgets and stuff that, I mean, nowadays people just like, no, I got my phone. I don't need a clock. But it was the height of cool to have an atomic clock. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It was the height of cool to have an NLS talking book player or a Victor reader or Bookport Plus. All that stuff, yeah. Braille, like the Braille note. That it was cool to have a Braille note. Like you didn't see many Braille note takers. Like I'm not gonna lie, dude. The Braille, the Braille, the Braille inventions have really just not been as good as they were back in the day.
I agree.
Like now, it's all about Braille displays and hooking them up to your phone, and nobody wanting to reinvent the wheel anymore.
Hmm.
And the Braille, I remember the Braille Note Touch. The Braille Note Touch did that.
Oh, wow.
The Braille Note Touch reinvented the wheel when it came to doing stuff like that.
I'm so happy that I got all of these wonderful tech gadgets.
Yeah, man. Aids and appliances was where we would go. Me and Chase. It was right next to us at school, so we was just like, screw it, we'll go there. And we would get the coolest talking watches and clocks we saw there.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, the amount of the talking clocks were, oh my gosh. I remember when the first time I seen an atomic watch in there, I really wanted. I had that, huh?
It was $35.
You remember exactly how much it was, don't you?
Yes, I do. That and the clock.
There was a clock that went along with it.
Yes, sir. Went after you left. I went up there, saw an atomic talking clock that looked exactly like the one I had. I said, how much was it? The person said $35. I said, "Jeez, Louise."
Yep, it was $35, and it lasted me 4 years. It lasted me 4 years before it started trying to reset every time you would press the button. It would go back to 12 a.m. And that just wasn't cool. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But it did me good. Did me real good. So, are there any other gadgets you want to talk about before we wrap this thing up, dude? Here goes your clocks.
I'm gonna let them go off for a second. I'm trying to think. Oh, I've seen a Packmate in school.
Packmate. I ain't seen one of them in a long time.
Yeah, I've also dealt with a Braille Note Touch Plus for like about a week and started teaching people.
You lucky man. I haven't touched a Braille Note Touch except one time. And that was in school with
what was I gonna share on the broadcast that I said earlier?
Oh, dagnab, I forgot about it. What the heck?
I'm trying to remember.
Dagnab it, Chase.
If I ever come up with it, the next time we do something like this, I'll probably
You probably won't remember it.
Yeah, we both just started talking about a bunch of stuff I kind of forgot.
Something about the book player, something about the Victor Reader or something.
Oh, the Victor Reader stream. Okay, so I remember now. So you guys won't believe this, But in addition to me meeting 2 authors at the library that I worked at, got to, got a behind the scenes on how their books are made, processed, everything.
You're talking about Bard books?
Yes, about how, with Bard books. I actually got to meet 2 authors. One of them, Anne Marshall Runyon, who wrote the book called Long Needle. And I don't know if she's famous, but when I was doing something one day, and I was told, we were going to have an author come in, and I asked, after a while, could I, watch and see what happens, and I got to shake the author's hand. But my most exciting news is Noah Long sent me a website on Messenger and honestly thought his Facebook was hacked. I sent him a message, asked him, I said, dude, is your Facebook hacked? He told me no. He said there is an interview with the Victor Reader stream with the people who created it and all of that, about the Victor Reader Stream 3 coming out in 2024 or 2023, I believe.
Yeah, it was 2023.
Yeah, 2023. So,
stop right there, dude. Video. Was it YouTube or?
It was on Zoom.
It was on Zoom.
Yeah, it was a podcast thing on Zoom or something.
Oh, okay. What podcast was it?
It had something to do with a humanware, like introducing the Victor Reader Stream 3 coming out in 2023. I don't exactly remember the name of it. But
when did Noah send you this?
He sent me that in 2022.
Oh, dag-nab. So,
yep.
Go back and actually, if you can, go back and look that up and send it to me.
All right, I can do that after this video. I got to search for him and find where it was at. I'm not sure if he's got another Facebook. Pretty sure he's got the same one.
He probably has, yeah. So, anyway, guys, without further ado, this is Skyler Jarvis, Chase Shepard, signing off. Peace!
Peace!